Hey guys, and welcome to the Family Fudge. If you're new here, I'm Jennifer, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you some really fun ideas when it comes to Christmas morning hacks and traditions. So if you're looking for some fun new traditions to start with your family, or if you're just looking for some ways to make Christmas morning stress-free, then in today's video, I've got you covered. Definitely stay tuned. Now, starting things off with the family Christmas jammies, and this is actually a tradition that my parents used to do when my brothers and I were little, and I know a lot of you guys probably have a similar Christmas pajama tradition. Now, when it comes to my own kids, we do this tradition a little bit differently. I know a lot of people get their Christmas jammies on Christmas Eve, but I actually gave my kids their Christmas jammies at the beginning of the holiday season. That way they could actually wear them all month long. And of course on Christmas morning too. Now I think the matching Christmas jammies are not only cute, but it also makes for some really nice pictures on Christmas morning. I've gathered them all up. I've made sure that they're all washed and clean and ready to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and bundle them all up so we know whose is whose, and then I'm going to put them in our Christmas Eve basket. Which brings me to my next Christmas hack. In our house, the Christmas Eve basket is where I put everything we're going to need for our different traditions. The next thing I'm adding in here are the printouts for our Christmas light scavenger hunt. Now this is a really fun and easy tradition. We love to load up in the car after dinner on Christmas Eve, and we like to drive around and check out all of the beautiful Christmas light displays around town. To make this even more fun, I like to print out a couple of these pages. I add them to clipboards with some pens attached so they don't get lost in the car. And you guys, you can find free printables like these all over Pinterest. I'll go ahead and link the ones that I'm using here in the description box below. I went ahead and printed out one that's good for my younger kids to do and a different one that I think my older kids would prefer. Now, we love listening to Christmas music as we drive around, and we also love to sip on hot chocolate. This year, I picked up some reusable cocoa cups at the Dollar Tree and some really fun hot cocoa bombs from Target. Now, my kids actually haven't tried hot cocoa bombs before, so I know they're going to be super excited to see these. You guys let me know in the comments down below if you've ever tried a hot cocoa bomb before. Next, I also like to add a couple of books to our Christmas Eve basket. I like to read these to the kids after we get back from seeing the lights. And you guys, this is another tradition that my parents did with me when I was a kid, and I have such fond memories. And then finally, the last thing I'm adding to our Christmas Eve basket is a special plate and some ready-made cookies so we can remember to leave them out for Santa. Okay guys, now number 3 is all about remembering not to peek. As a mom, one of my favorite things is getting to see the look on my kids' faces as they come down Christmas morning. But in our house, we do have a no peeking rule. All of my kids know that if they wake up early on Christmas morning, they need to stay in their rooms until we can all go downstairs together. All you have to do is add some streamers or some decorations to their bedroom doors. This is a super simple reminder, but it's also really fun. Now my next tip is all about breakfast on Christmas morning. One thing I try not to do is make something so elaborate that it takes all morning to make, but I do like to still have something special for my family. So what I like to do is actually prep something the day before. There are so many different make-ahead recipes. In the past, I've made a tater tot breakfast casserole, I've made sausage and cheese breakfast squares, and I've even made a crock pot breakfast casserole. Now, if you're interested in any of those recipes, I will link them down below for you guys. They all make excellent make-ahead breakfasts. This year for Christmas morning, I'm trying a new recipe that I think even my picky eaters will enjoy. I'm making an overnight eggnog waffle casserole. To go along with this, I plan to slice and brown up some of our favorite sausage. It's already fully cooked, so it won't take long at all. And I'll probably scramble up some eggs to have on the side. So next up, I'm combining hack number 5 and number 6, and they're both about setting a cozy Christmas vibe in your house. Now, for me, that has a lot to do with how it sounds and how it smells. Now, usually a few days before Christmas, I like to go on YouTube to create a music playlist. That way we can listen to this music as we open our presents and as we have breakfast. YouTube really has so many different kinds of Christmas music available. You can find playlists with Christmas jazz, Christmas pop, classical Christmas music, and even Christmas music in different languages. If you're looking for something a little more chill, you could also turn on a fireplace Yule log. Now these are really cool because it's kind of like having a fire in your house without all the hassle of actually having a fire in your house. And then you guys, to help make your house smell like Christmas, one thing you can do is put together a really easy crock pot or stovetop potpourri. All you have to do is grab your crock pot or a regular pot, and to this you're going to add a few cups of water. Now this next part is optional, but I'm also adding some apple cider. Next, I'm adding in a few cinnamon sticks, and you can put these in whole just like this. Next, I'm adding some whole allspice, some whole cloves, and some star anise, or anise, however you prefer to pronounce it. Next, I'm also adding some whole cranberries. You can use fresh ones or frozen here, either one is fine. And then it's time for a couple of oranges. I'm going to go ahead and slice these on the thicker side, and then I'm just going to add them in as well. And then finally, I'm finishing it off with just a few sprigs of rosemary. Now all you have to do is simmer this on low, and your whole house should be smelling amazing. Now, the idea behind this basket is to put together all of the items that make opening presents easier. For my basket, I'm putting in a new pair of scissors. Now, you don't technically have to add in new scissors. I just thought these ones were cool because they also have a screwdriver attachment for any toys that might need one. In here, I'm also putting a safety box cutter because I know we're going to need that. And then I'm also adding in some different sized batteries for all the toys that are going to need batteries. Also to this basket, I'm including a place to keep track of any thank you cards we might want to write. And then last but not least, I'm also adding in a Sharpie. Just in case any of my kids get duplicate items, I can go ahead and write their name so I know whose item is whose. And then next to that, I'm also putting together a memory making basket. On Christmas morning, I like to make home movies and take lots of pictures. So I think it's a good idea to have all of my camera gear and chargers all in one place and ready to go. Now, of course, with presents usually comes wrapping paper and bows and all kinds of packaging. A simple way to keep those things at bay is to take a big box that you're not using anymore, and then you're going to take your favorite wrapping paper and you're going to wrap it up like a present. But of course, you're going to leave the top of the box open so you can use it like a trash can. Now, one of my favorite Christmas morning traditions is also one of the easiest. After the presents and after the breakfast is done, I always like to watch something Christmassy together as a family. Now, this could be a movie, any kind of Christmas movie would do, but in my house growing up, my favorite thing to watch on Christmas morning was definitely the Disney Christmas Parade. Now, you can usually find this on ABC or on YouTube, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you choose to watch. It's really just about sitting down together and enjoying being together on Christmas morning. Now, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I wish you all a very happy holiday.